This is kind of insane. An NBA writer proposed a trade that will finally get Isaac Okoro off the Cavs, and this trade is slightly ridiculous. I'm going to break down why, who this player is, any little facts about him that we do know, and why this trade has the right approach but the wrong execution for Isaac Okoro, who has been the talk of the offseason for the Cavaliers, the main guy that the Cavs are looking to get rid of, and there's been so many talks about him, and we're going to break down this trade proposal today, kind of what it is, and this is kind of a fun one about a trade proposal, but it also is informative as we can just kind of talk to each other about it, the approach that we can go with Isaac Okoro, and kind of what other people are thinking about the approach with him. This insider seems to value Isaac Okoro a little less than we might. I don't know, maybe not. We don't obviously value him that high anymore, but I'm Matt Boyd, you with Cavs Digest. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We're going to break down this fun but informative video here in a second. But go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as just under 68% of you are now subscribed, and we would love to continue to grow this community, continue to push out all the Cavs news, because keeping up with everything that happens in the offseason is very, very difficult, and that is what you can get here. Billy just pushed out an incredible video that is looking like it's doing phenomenal, and we appreciate you guys so much for that. He's pushing out great videos. I'm doing my best here as well, so I appreciate you guys. We're basically an everyday thing at this point. I'm almost every day. And, you know, the Cavs Digest channel is pushing out Cavs content every single day, so go ahead and continue to grow this with us. But let's talk about Isaac Okoro here for a second and what this trade has to offer. This specific trade surrounding this guy who we have talked about a lot in the offseason specifically, someone that just kind of has been, like, seems like he's going to go, but the Cavs can't quite find the right fit for him and the right offer for him. It seems like they don't want to drop the value on him, but his value might not be that high anyway, so at this point, but that's what it seems like, that they're really, really trying to get rid of this guy, and that they're listening to all calls and making calls to try to give Isaac Okoro to a different NBA roster. So we're going to talk about the trade that someone proposed. First, see what he has to say. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's just look at the trade straight up. Duop Reath is who the Cavs will receive for Isaac Okoro, picks 49 to 59. Duop Reath. I actually wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys haven't even heard of him, because to be honest, I've only heard the name a couple times, and I know that he's shown a lot of potential as being a great center in the NBA, but let's see what the writer of this trade had to say about him. Given Portland's position as a team beginning a rebuild rather than emerging from the front end of one, adding Okoro on a long-term, team-friendly contract is a positive step forward for Portland. 2 second-round picks are cost-controlled players to complement the young Blazers core. For the Cavaliers, though, those picks serve only as cap holds that will further limit their financial options to Cleveland. This trade brings in a player who can fill minutes with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen need rest. Reath is by no means a high-end backup big, but he is a cheap player who fills a need for the Cavs. You guys want to know? I absolutely despise of this trade. Boom, I don't know, I'll just say it right away. I actually hate this trade a lot, and let me tell you why. If this was a straight-up Isaac Okoro for Duop Reath deal, you're getting a backup center that I feel like has way less value than what you could get at the backup center position. I feel like there's guys that are more proven. Although, I will say about Duop Reath, I think that this guy actually has incredible traits. I think when it comes to pure talent, pure ability on the court, I think Duop Reath has phenomenal potential on the court. Of course, he's like young, and he was a G League guy and all this and all that. Some may say an All-NBA rookie snub, of course, but this is a guy that just kind of was in a weird spot with Portland. Portland kind of struggled. They let Robert Williams, who I would prefer over Reath, I guess, and Duop Reath kind of just chilled at the bench. They really didn't give him as much minutes as they deserved. But this is a guy that has all the traits to be an elite backup center. It really is the truth. Like, if you saw from there, he's good on his feet, he's athletic, he's willing to go and attack the defense, and he's also willing to keep the offensive player in front of him and play good defense. I think this guy has all the right traits. It just comes down to the overall value of Isaac Okoro and those 2 draft picks, and that's why I don't like this trade. He can stretch the ball a little bit, or can stretch the floor a little bit. He doesn't really dribble that much, but he can score. But, I mean, obviously, he can't score that well, I guess. These stats make him look really, really bad, don't they? I mean, they make him look bad. But Isaac Okoro averaged under 10 points per game, too. We're not going to act like that guy was scoring the lights out of the ball. This just kind of gets rid of one thing and just fills it in with another. But I'll tell you why I hate this trade. It's because of the picks 49 and 59. There's no way that you get rid of Isaac Okoro, who I believe is, 25, 26, has shown great traits, and you're giving up 2 draft picks as well. There's no way that that's the best thing you can get out of these guys. And that is why, to this writer, I believe his name was Caleb Crowley, from King James Gospel. I appreciate you for sending this, but in no way, shape, or form should the Cavaliers trade the only two draft picks they have, because of course they lost some because of the Donovan Mitchell deal back in 2021 to the Utah Jazz. But overall, the fact that this is a deal that that people think that they can make is a little ridiculous to me. And the title says it all. Like, the title is exactly what I mean, and this is just insane. I truly believe that Duop Reath is a solid player. I do. I think that the overall value of 2 draft picks and Isaac Okoro is more than Duop Reath. I think that is more like a Jonas Valanciunas, or what I wish with Steven Adams, what I wish. A guy like Domantas Sabonis, if you had Garland in the two picks, that would be more worth it. I know there are 2 late second-round picks that a lot of people think could come out to be nothing, but the fact that you would get rid of those 2 picks for Duop Reath, who I showed you guys already, though. This is a guy with elite traits. I truly do like the way that this guy plays the game of basketball. He plays it the right way. He's very, very physical, and that's what the Cavs need, a backup center that can help Jarrett Allen rebound and can just fill in that desperate backup center need, because we're so desperate for a backup center. It's getting out of control. And me and Billy have sat here and tried to push out backup centers that we like. Valanciunas, Steven Adams, Domantas Sabonis, a bunch of guys we think the Cavs should try to get. And it really, really seems like they might just go ahead and pull the trigger on Duop Reath, because that's where we're at. And I'm starting to get angry. I think this is insane that we are to the point in the offseason, because I think something big's coming for the Cavs. Billy agrees as well. I think something big is going to come this offseason, whether it's just getting rid of Isaac Okoro, whether it's letting Ty Jerome walk, whether it's signing Sam Merrill back, whatever it is. I feel like there's something bigger coming that the Cavs can fill in a big need, or just add something big, or trade away something big, like one of their core 4 pieces, whoever. This is not the big thing that they should do. They should not trade away their only two picks and Isaac Okoro for Duop Reath. Let's look at Duop Reath again real quick. He's 28. He's older than Isaac Okoro, and he did less. It's the only reason, if it was an Okoro for Duop Reath straight up trade, I would kind of understand it. You get rid of a guy that has very little value on the Cavs to a guy that can fill in a desperate backup center need. That I would totally understand. The fact that you're throwing in 2 draft picks, and even second-round picks, late second-round picks have value. That's the point. The Cavs offseason should be focused on Isaac Okoro and those 2 draft picks for someone that is a more 7th to 8th man on the rotation, not a guy that's 11 to 12 like Duop Reath. Because if you really want a backup center, this is not the guy. Although, actually, this is the guy to be a backup center. I like Reath. Let me not be too harsh, because Reath's a good player. The fact that you would get rid of your only 2 picks and a 25-year-old Isaac Okoro, who I understand isn't great, for a guy that's worse than Okoro, statistically worse. Yes, he fills in a bigger need, but he's statistically worse, and your 2-round draft picks. I think that this is a completely undervalued trade to where they just assume that Isaac Okoro is really bad, because he's not great, but he's not really bad. And I do think that this would help the salary cap as well, which that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if this works. This might not even work, but I want to share this trade with you guys, but kind of break it down how people are approaching Isaac Okoro this offseason. Let me know what you guys think about Duop Reath. I personally like him as a player. I think we are so desperate for a backup center, and I hate that Koby Altman didn't pull the trigger on a guy like Robert Williams or Jonas Valanciunas or Steven Adams at the trade deadline. But anyways, that is it for me at Cavs Digest. I'm Matt Palange. Go ahead and check out all of the videos that are being posted about the offseason. Kevin Durant talks are getting crazy. Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, Ty Jerome. So many things going on. Darius Garland, trade proposals. Jarrett Allen, trade proposals. Everything that's going on here at Cavs Digest, here with the Cavs in their offseason. I love your guys' support. We love to see what you guys have to say. And we always kind of make videos about it too. And you guys, you might tend to notice that. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys. I'm Matt Palange. Have a good one.